Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan Rice. I want to do a quick update on the On the Water Innovations trailer and 3-month review. So the first question I get asked all the time, is it worth the money? Simple, yes it is. You know, it's not cheap, but it is built very well. It's made in America and it's veteran owned, so you're supporting veteran, you're supporting America. You know, so right there is a big thing to us, which you know that if you follow my channel. But you know, I'm just not praising a trailer because it's veteran owned or made in the USA. I'm praising this trailer because it's really well built. I mean, you got those Malone trailers out there that you can put together. They're not cheap either, you know, but they're not that strong, you know, and it's something that, being it's bolted together, it's something you're always going to want to check, you know, make sure the bolts are tight, you know, make sure everything is the way it should be. You know, when you put it together, you want to make sure that your axle is true, you know, this way it's not running on an angle. There's a lot of things to those trailers. Not bad mouthing them, but, you know, this is my 5th kayak trailer. I've had enclosed trailers, I've had open utility trailers, I've had John boat trailers that I've modified myself. And it doesn't even compare to the On the Water Innovations trailer. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough if you didn't see my previous video, but I am going to link that at the end of this video where you can see I did like a true walkthrough on this trailer and how I put my Yakima box on, etc. I am owning this for 3 months and I got 5,000 miles on it. I haven't done any maintenance to it. So anything I would recommend is always check your tire pressure, make sure that's good, and at least once a year grease your lube your axles and your bearings and your tires. Make sure you do that at least once a year. But you shouldn't have to repack these bearings on these trailers for some time. You know, maybe every, you know, I'm anal, so maybe probably every 2 to 3 years I'm probably going to have the bearings checked at least, repacked if needed, but I don't think you have to do it that often. I think that, you know, the quality of the Dexter axle and everything else, I think you probably go 5 years without doing that. But let's do a quick walkthrough. Like I said, we got over 5,000 miles on this trailer. It's had a lot of highway runs. It's had a lot of backcountry road, pothole, dirt road runs, and it's held up very well. The options I chose is a 7-way pin. Now with the newer truck I have now, the Chevy, there's constant power always at the 7-way. So a good thing about that is that I do have the rigging lights and the underglow lights, which are the 2 switches right here. The rigging lights you're not going to be able to see now, but they really help in the morning. And you have I have a red underglow for that pimped out look. It's not a big deal if you don't have a Chevy or whatever, but if like the Fords like I had previously, it didn't have constant power at the 7-way, so you just have to run it off your running lights. You have to have your running lights on for those to work, which is good for the underglow lights, but all I can do is I just turn them on and off when I get to the to the ramp, etc. I got the black aluminum reels on this trailer. I got the black aluminum full-size spare. All of Denny's trailers come with the fold-up swing away tongue jack with the wheel on it. I opted for the winch, and the reason why I opted for the winch is on those long trips, like when I went to Alabama, that round trip was I think 1,800 miles, so it's on the highway a lot. And this is just more or less a safety catch for me, more than actually bringing the boat onto the trailer. So I ended up going with that option, and it gives the nose basically of the kayak something to rest against, and he uses the rubber stop on this, so this gives something like a stop point. Now you can adjust this based on the length of your boat, which I actually moved it up a little bit more than normal just because I want to fit it in my garage the way it is. You can see I have the Hobie PA14. I opted for the tube, but I put that on and did that myself. I'll also put that video at the end of this video of how I painted my 8-inch tube, and I did my stickers on it for my YouTube channel. But this is really for, you know, bringing people along with me, keeping spare rods with me, and when my son's old enough to come out with me, to be able to put rods in there besides my Yakima box. So Denny just prepped for me to have 2 8-inch tubes, and I did this myself and put this on. Same thing with the Yakima box. He prepped it for me. I ended up putting, you know, the box on myself because the box I got around Christmas time for about $520 instead of the full price. I think right now is about $630. And he did all the prep for me, and he supplies the stainless steel hardware, but I also use the Yakima support itself just inside here, which also that's in that video why I did that, and I went through all that itself. But you know, I got the Yakima box on here for my rods, and you can see I have rod protection on these. Once again, if you've been following my channel, you know why I end up having to put the rod protection on these, because with the speed on the trailer, it bounces around a lot and all my rods were sliding down, and I couldn't pre-rig my rods. Now I can pre-rig them, and with the Rod Protect rod covers, that built-in lure wrap basically, and it holds it all together, and I could just prep before I even go to the water and I'm done. So I went with the Yakima box on top of the trailer itself. Inside my Yakima box, I hold my catch board, I hold my camera pole, which I don't know if you can see in there. I have my paddle in here, and I got my Yak Attack Visipole 2 flag with the light, and I hold that in there. And you can store a lot more in there. I just don't have it all there. You can actually store, you know, plain old tackle boxes in here, etc. So to me, it's worth getting the box either put on by Denny or prepped by Denny, so you can put this on yourself, and it just gives you that ability to keep your rods locked up out of the elements, and you can rig them all up and be ready to go when you get to the water. I also optioned for the carpeted bunks, and he also put carpet on top. And trust me, you want to get these carpeted bunks because it makes sliding the kayak, either whether you're doing a dry launch. I do dry launches and use my Boondocks wheels. I slide this off the trailer itself and just drag it across the ground, or our wet launches. But having the carpet on the bunks, you definitely want to do that because it slides on like butter and comes right off no matter how heavy I have this rigged up. But he also put carpet on top of this too as a protection. You know, I actually went with the full wire mesh upper support arm here because I knew I was going to do the box and the tube, so you might as well do this as well. And this gives you an area, especially when you do the wire mesh, to hold coolers up here. And my main reason for doing this is actually putting another kayak up here eventually and strapping it down. You can see he's got 8 strap points along this whole thing. So, you know, whether you do dry bags, cooler, kayak, this is what this is for. And I haven't used it yet for anything, but I plan on using it for a kayak very soon. I also optioned for the, probably can't see them, but on the leaf springs itself, see these little grease fittings right there? That's called the grease bolts. Now that just gives you grease in between your leaf springs to prevent any kind of squeaking or that you get out of just like a metal to metal contact. It was worth just getting that for that little option for what it cost to add the grease bolts to your leaf springs to keep the trailer itself running very quiet and smooth. You can see I did the ratchet straps, and these things work great. I have it loose right now just because I'm like keeping a lot of tension when I'm when the kayak's is sitting still. But just 1 or 2 clicks on these straps and you are good to go. And of course, like I said, I got the winch on here just for that safety precaution in case those straps ever break. It's still tied on to this trailer, and it's not going to be like off the trailer basically. This is going to hold it tight enough to hold it on, so it's more of a safety thing than, you know, really bringing it up on the trailer itself. So that's really it though. So, you know, I went all black just because I changed my truck so much. I'll go with any color truck I have. I want the black aluminum rims. I got the full wire mesh top. I got the red underglow lights, and I got the rigging lights. Sorry, I also missed this too, is I also have the reverse light. I may actually add even more lights here, but that light alone is bright enough that when you're backing into a ramp or down a ramp or just backing into a dark spot in general, that lights up the ground behind you. So in your rear view camera, your rear view mirror, your side cameras, it lights up behind the trailer itself to help you see when you're darkening, you know, backing into those dark spots. So once again, for that little option, it's definitely worth it. But this is a full walk around, guys. Just a quick little review. 3 months, 5,000 miles. I haven't even washed it yet, and it's been holding up great. Another thing too that somebody asked me the other day, how much does it bounce? When it's empty, when I first got it, it bounced a lot on the road. Once you start putting weight on it, adding the tube, the box, it doesn't bounce. I mean, it's just like any other like little trailer, even though this is steel and it's powder coated. But even though it's steel, it's still pretty light for the size of it. Even though it's pretty long to cover, you know, any size kayak, it still bounced around. Now, it didn't like constantly bounce down the road, but once, you know, you start hitting some bumps, you would get a little bit of, you know, you get a little bit of shake. You can see the upper support shaking in the rear view mirror. Does it shake when I'm driving down the road when I hit bumps? Of course. I mean, even the Tourney double, the Tourney trio, all those, they're still not a heavy trailer. You know, when you start adding weight to it, it helps. But, you know, the lighter the trailer, the better fuel economy you get with this as well. Now, I got the diesel 1500 truck, towing this round trip down Alabama with the trailer and everything else, I got 26 miles per gallon. So, I mean, if this was an enclosed trailer like I used to have, I probably would have gotten probably 20 or 19, because just the wind factor, you know, just the cutting through the wind and, you know, having that basically big air dam. Sorry for the background noise. This is the best setup by far I've ever had for a kayak. The wet launching of this is so simple. The dry launching of this, just sliding this off, and these rear supports are so low to the ground that you could pull this thing from the back, and then the nose of the kayak just slides right off and gently places on the ground. You know, taking this off of my Boondocks wheels, it's been great. My personal opinion though, as far as a kayak trailer, my favorite kayak trailer is an enclosed trailer, just because everything is out of sight, out of mind. But I don't have the room for that anymore. So this is my number 2 option, and I will never go back to any other pre-built, or let me say put together, sorry. I'll never go to a put together trailer. I'll never use a John boat trailer. I will always have an on the water innovations trailer. So I just want to update you guys. It is worth the money. It's held up great. I know it's only been 3 months, but 5,000 miles is quite a bit. I mean, it's a real true test. I have not put any air in the tires. I've checked the air pressure and it's held just fine. Everything is LED lights. The underglow lights are very cool looking. The rigging lights are super bright. It's worth every penny. You can cut out cost on this when you build it and do steel, you know, rims. That cuts out quite a bit of money, you know, not a tremendous amount, but you can do steel rims. That brings the cost down. You don't have to do the ratchet straps, but to me, for the price of those, they are worth it. I would always do the upright support. That's just me, just because it gives you an option to take 2 kayaks with you. Why not? You know, why just have just a single trailer where you can only take 1 kayak? For that price of those uprights, that's worth the money. I think how I option this trailer is worth every penny, and I would not drop any options myself. But if you are on a budget, you can drop that upright support. You can just have just a simple bottom here itself with no uprights, no box, and still have a very nice kayak trailer itself for, you know, towing along your kayak and wet launching it. That's it, guys. I want to do a quick update. I don't want to drag this video out as long as I normally do, and because you know me, I could talk forever. One real quick thing too before I do stop is, remember, these also have adjustable bunks on them. So no matter what kayak you have, it will fit to that haul. You know, he also makes a trailer for the Jackson does the Blueworks, Skyworks, the Jackson 360, you know, a big pontoon, double pontoon, 4-foot wide thing. He also makes a trailer for that too. So if you guys have that, that thing's got to be a beast to move around. So that thing itself, I would want a trailer for, and he makes a trailer for that as well. Just real quick, but I'm going to stop it there. I can talk for hours, you know that, but just want to update. It's worth every penny, guys. So if you're on the market, you better get on the list, because the list is getting longer and longer every day, but it is worth the wait. As always, guys, be safe on the water, and I'll catch you guys on the water. Thanks for watching.